Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I am your host, Dan the Law Arena. And tonight we have our very special guest again, Ryan.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Ryan?
I'm good. It's been a good day. Watched a little football earlier, so now we're doing this. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a productive
Football was
Sunday.
strange today. I watched the Bills game. I don't think it turned out as we all hoped, but
I know. Drunk 3PO would be happy because that is his team. So
ah,
I mean, yeah, it was a weird kind of a skating win there. Obviously that were probably some shocked fans, and I was one. I'm not really a fan of those teams, but I was just like, that's weird. But hey, it's kind of fun to see the smaller team take a win for one. I think the Dolphins have been beaten up for too long.
Yeah, that's true. The Bills, as a default Bills fan, we always used to say, squish the fish, and
Yeah.
And basically, it's always been like that for quite some time. I don't think I've ever seen really the Dolphins beat the Bills
No.
since probably the '90s or something. Yeah,
No,
it's been a long time.
It's hard to see anyone take the win on that one. And when it comes to the Dolphins, so yeah, it's good to interesting day. Definitely some interesting wins today.
Yeah, definitely. Got Uncle Mike Arena. What's up, Uncle Mike? And then us, Commander Phil. What's up, Commander Phil? So today, as you know, and everybody else should know, we are doing Narnia.
Yes.
Beautiful Narnia.
Yes,
now,
we are.
Who likes that? I mean, which lion looks better, right?
I see what you were doing there. I didn't realize that at the time. That's funny though.
Which lion looks better? Don't forget, everybody, to vanquish that like button. And ding. Oh, wait. I can't say it. I gotta look for the video. Here we go.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
That's it. And subscribe to the channel, and you are awesome. Okay. Beautiful Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, the first one they made. I think this was produced by Disney, and
yes,
and
it's on Disney Plus.
Yep, and I think this was before Disney became more on the woke side, or the left-leaning side, I should say.
Yes,
because Chronicles of Narnia, if nobody really knows or isn't really paying attention to that movie or the book, if you read it, very strong allegorical, deep, faith-based, Jesus-loving person who wrote this, C.S. Lewis.
Yes.
I mean, you can't really deny it. You got the whole...
No, you can't.
Yeah, basically the lion is Jesus,
Resurrected.
He died. He sacrificed himself for someone's sin, resurrected again. And it's I don't know. I really like this movie. I know this the CGI isn't the greatest.
No, but I think it still kind of holds up.
A little bit, yeah.
It holds up better than She-Hulk does. And it's a better story still.
Right, yeah. Oh, definitely a better story. I mean, it came right out of the book, I believe. I don't think they really changed too much.
I don't think they did either, if I had to be honest. I think this is one of the very first movies too that I noticed Tilda Swinton in, and she was very, very good in this role. And I was even kind of breaking it down a little bit, and it looks like she did a lot of her own fighting scenes with the swords. Because you have to realize that I looked it up. She's like 61 now, so she would have been like in her early 40s, and she was still being pretty active. Like that was impressive. Yeah. So I thought that made it even better, in my opinion.
Yeah. This movie did come out in 2005. So that was, what's that? Almost a 2 decades, right?
Yeah, almost 2 decades
Almost
ago.
21, yeah, almost 20 years. A couple more years, will be 20 years old. It's crazy how I don't how like for some weird reason, for me, it still feels like it came out not too long ago. Um, it
Yeah,
didn't feel like it was so long ago. But of course, I was probably in my early 20s when it came out, and I'm now almost 40 years old. So I guess it was long ago. But for some reason, you get those moments in time where it's like, that wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, no, I was probably like 19 or 20 when it came out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. Commander Phil says he was pretty young when it came out, so it was always be nostalgic to him. That's good. Yeah. Rogue Attraction, what's up? Thanks for showing up, lurking while walking his dog. Yeah, so that I guess we'll just jump right into the plot.
Yep.
So the plot is going to be, man, it's basically, how can I say it? These. Well, go ahead. You can.
I was just gonna say, it takes place during World War II, during the Nazis bombing,
Right.
London, and they are, London was decimated very hard. If you go back and look at the story, I mean, to try to ease the bombing of London, they tried to set up fake cityscapes to try to avoid it. But basically what happens is that because London is so dangerous, that kids are being rounded up and they're being sent to families out in the countryside away from the city so they can be safe. And so the 4 kids are basically a part of this relocation program done by the British government, and they're put on a train, and they are literally sent out to the middle of nowhere. And they end up at the house of who, in my opinion, I think the professor is kind of like maybe kind of an imagining of C.S. Lewis himself.
Right. Yeah.
And so obviously his housekeeper, she's obviously very stern, kind of grumpy, and so the kids don't really take too well to her. She's not a big fan of them. But anyway, the kids are struggling. They're having their own internal struggles because obviously their father is dead. It looked like he was killed during the war.
Right. Well, I think they said he was in the war still.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't. They didn't know if he was dead yet.
Okay. Not. Yeah. It just they had the photo of their father, and that was one thing that they tried to save. So. Yeah, but they ultimately get shipped off.
Keep the memory of him. Yeah.
Yep.
So
that leads to the big house, the big crazy house.
Yeah, definitely. And then they walk through a wardrobe. Narnia is this fantasy land with that the king is Aslan the lion, and he has went away for a while, apparently 100 years, where this ice woman, queen, witch decides to take over. And obviously she's a representation of the devil, and poisoning people's minds and deceiving them into thinking that she's the one they should be worshiping. And if they don't, she'll beat you up, kill you, send you to jail, whatever.
Turn you to stone.
Yep. And so IMDb says 4 kids travel through a wardrobe to a land of Narnia and learn of their destiny to free it with the guidance of a mystical lion. That's really kind of a weak description of a book that was made in the, I think, 1950 is when C.S. Lewis wrote the books. And he was a very good friend of J.R.R. Tolkien. So if you guys like fantasy, you guys like Lord of the Rings, this is kind of up your alley. It's it's definitely fantasy, Lord of the Ring esque. Not quite the same, but it's got it has some fantasy, cool, some cool fantasy things to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's its own little world, and
Yeah.
I think it does a really good job of setting that world up. So, and all the characters are obviously very intriguing.
Mhm.
I still think it's a great movie to this day.
Yeah.
And it's much better than most of almost everything we get in today's world.
Yeah, and it was for the time it was pretty well done, for sure. Disney did a good job, and I don't know why Disney decided not to do the other two movies. They just kind of walked
Actually,
off. No,
didn't they do the second one?
I don't think they were like fully into it. I think they just had a hand in producing it or something.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe that's why it wasn't as well received.
Yeah, yeah. And then the third one was no Disney at all. So it's strange how they wouldn't have kept going since there is like 7 different books. Why didn't they just like film, like do a Peter Jackson, film it all together, then release them a little at a time,
Interesting.
But they didn't do it that way. I don't know why, but whatever. That's why during the third movie you see the kids are way older,
Yeah.
Those years since they decided to produce another one. So that's crazy stuff. So, I like this movie. I think I'm going to give it a point.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So
I'm trying to look up the film series here real quick.
Go ahead.
I want to see what the first one did, and maybe that's kind of why. I mean, I'm assuming it made money. Yeah, budget 180 million, box office 745 million. That should have easily made Disney want to make another one. I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, even back in 2005, there's way more people who I can't say more people followed Christ back then or followed Jesus, but there are certainly a lot more people who wanted to watch those type of movies. I think, my opinion though.
Very strange. I don't.
Yeah, what were you gonna say? You don't want?
I was just gonna say very, very strange. And I mean Disney. I know that they put out what we got Tron around 2008. We got I think we got what's it called? John, was it?
I do know one movie because I was heavily into the Christian realm back then. I kind of still am a little bit, but not as I guess not as informed as I used to be. But I remember when the Golden Compass came out, Christians were up in an uproar saying, "Why are you making this movie? It's nothing but demonic and stuff like that." And it was like a demonic movie, but it was weird. It was weird. Good times, great oldies.
I knew nothing about that, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look into it, you'll see because they even called what was it? They would transform into animals or turn into animals or something in the Golden Compass, and they would call their animal form a demon with an A, so Daemon or something like that.
Like, yeah, okay.
I'm a demon, so it was pretty blunt and right in your face, saying, yeah. And I heard, now don't quote me on this, but back then I heard that that movie was written back in 95 or something because the guy that wrote the Golden Compass books didn't like C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, so he wanted to make something that was fantasy-like, but for people who didn't believe in God. He wanted to go the total opposite. Now I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. So definitely one of those things you got to kind of look up and see if you can still find it and see what people say. if you're interested in that sort of thing, or
Yeah.
take my word for it and just kind of say whatever and keep going. Ryan took a demon poop before the stream. He probably did.
No, actually, I didn't, to be honest. No, no, just a little bit of caffeine to get me going. JT,
Commander Phil, we'll see you.
Yeah, see you, Phil.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy. It's good to see you in the chat. So
yeah, this movie is other than that rant I just had, this movie's the plot's good. Gave it a point. You gave it a point.
Yep.
To Narnia. Getting back on track. Narnia. We're going to be doing acting. Acting is next. Who do we have in this beautiful movie for actors? Let me turn that off. I thought I had it up here. I guess I didn't. Right here, cast. Let's see more of them. All right, so we got Anna Papuela, who was Susan. William Mosley was Peter. Skinder Cain. I can't say these names. Sorry, everybody. Was Edmund. Tilda was the White Witch. You already said her name earlier.
Yep. Tilda Swinton.
James McKay, Mika whatever was was Mr. Tumnus. I thought they did a really good job on Mr. Tumnus. I thought he did a good job acting as
yeah, I would agree.
What was it? The half goat and half human or something? I don't know what that is. I don't know what a fawn is, but there you go. Aslan was voiced by Liam Neeson. Man, I love Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, and he did a great job with that voice. Let me tell you what. Liam Neeson's the best Jedi ever. He's probably one of the best actors ever. So, yeah. So there you go. Liam Neeson, everybody, as Aslan. Yeah. So there you go. Those are some of the actors. And I think they did a great job, so I will give it a point.
I would agree. I think Liam Neeson and Tilda Swinton stole the show. With their acting and obviously their back and forth. I mean, Liam Neeson is he plays the lion, so I mean, all of he has to muster all his acting skills. He's not doing any facial, anything. So it's like, yeah, I thought it was very good.
Yeah, definitely. Very good, very good. So yeah, I guess we're off to cinematography. The picture, I think they did a good job. Obviously there are some parts where you're like, well, they're kind of, I think some of the CGI, like I said earlier, kind of didn't really. It was a little off-putting sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes it was really good, but then sometimes it was like, yeah, that looks like CGI. Obviously, they can do it better now.
Yeah, I think at the time though, it did a pretty good job. I think maybe the wolves a little bit looked a little funky every once in a while. But is it something that I would say for the time period? Yeah, I think the CGI would hold up. And like I said, it is better than some of the stuff that we see now. And I would include some of the Rings of Power stuff too. Because
yeah, I mean, even CGI today can look funky,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's just nuts. Kind of getting off track here because I didn't see these comments until now. Sketchy Guy says, what about Mace Windu? I like Mace Windu, but I still like the guy, Liam Neeson's character,
Qui-Gon
Jinn. Yeah, I have him like everywhere behind me. I can't even think of his name right now. Qui-Gon Jinn, I think, was the best Jedi, but not everybody thinks so. Obviously, Ryan thinks Obi-Wan Kenobi. JT says Rey is the best one.
He's so full of it. He's so full of it.
Science Fictionary, what's up, y'all? What's up, Science Fictionary? How are you? Yeah. So back to cinematography, because I just want to get that over with before I go into a commercial break and talk about anything. Go on another rabbit hole or something. I did like the scenes. I did like how they filmed it. Not everything was CGI, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything, and obviously this was kind of in the time of Lord of the Rings when that came out. So,
yep.
So that was kind of nice to see, two great story books, who were even friends. And I would say that they were good friends. C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien were really good friends. At least that's what I've heard from watching old videos of them. And I even think they even encouraged each other to keep, to write their stories that they wrote, because they both went to church together. Were they both in World War I together too, or what? I don't
know. That's a good question. I didn't think to look that up. I actually really didn't know that they were that close, to be honest. But I guess it would definitely make sense. I would say that there are a lot of structure there in their writing that has similar premises to it. I would definitely would not be surprised by that.
Right.
And
that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were making a Netflix TV series. I'm iffy on that.
I would be interested in seeing what they do. But if they advertise the way they advertise the Rings of Power and get all woke and liberal and all that about, especially about Narnia, I mean, because that's total opposites.
Yeah,
that would be something that I would not watch. But if they're not doing it that way, then I'll definitely check it out and see what's up.
I don't know. I kind of wish they would stop messing with stuff from the past that's good.
Right.
But I don't think they're ever going to do that.
No, they won't.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I had no idea Netflix was doing a thing.
Yeah. Science Fictionary says they were professors together at Oxford. That's where it was.
Okay.
And
that definitely makes sense.
Of course, about the Netflix show, depending on who they bring in to create the show. Yeah. I think they should call Peter Jackson. Say, hey, we got Narnia. Want to help us out?
Don't make that Rings of Power show look bad more than it already does.
Right. That'd be great, man.
I kind of feel like Rings of Power for season 2 might want to call him Peter Jackson. Since they called him once and he's like, hey, let me see the scripts. And they're like,
right, yeah. He'll be like, no.
Yeah, he probably would have looked at that and been like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why they didn't call him. They didn't ask.
Yeah, because he wanted to see the script.
Yeah. So sorry about that, everybody. I got a new cool thing. Oh, I should tell you about that after I give cinematography a point. What do you give it, Ryan? I'd give
it a point.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'd give a point.
Okay, so commercial break, everybody. Yes, here at Inside the Booth, we do have koozies to make your drinks cozy, but I bought something cool at a Comic-Con yesterday, and it's a beautiful koozie that looks like this. Oh, I mean, that's cool, right? It's made out of EVA foam. The whole thing is foam, but it looks so cool. I just opened the root beer because that's what I wanted to drink out of it. And, man, beautiful.
Like how you said you're gonna do a commercial and it's not even for you.
Yeah, I know. With that being said, here's our commercial.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made. Oh, it's beautiful.
That is beautiful, my friends. If you like any of that, like I said, www.insidetheboothtv.com. You can buy yourself some awesome merchandise. We got a lot of stuff. Well, it's tv.com/shop. I should say that. Sorry. /shop. Because I worked on that website. Go check it out. Tell me if you like it or not, because, I could use help on fixing up our website anyways. Tell me what you think I need to add or subtract from the website. Help is nice. So there you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, vanquish the like button, and
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
so you get notified for more content coming your way every Sunday and Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And eventually we're going to start doing a Thursday show, which will probably be pre-recorded stuff, but still it'll be posted on Thursdays. So there we go. That's the beautiful commercial break. Thanks for sticking around for it, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show. And I said hi to pretty much everybody, right, that came on.
I think so, yeah.
So Science Fictionary obviously has another thing to say. I think to really do Narnia right, you have to find someone who understands the theology behind it. Yes, that's true. That's true. You got to find somebody who understands the theology. Understand. I mean, they can even be strong Catholics. I don't care. Strong Catholic would understand, Jesus and all that stuff. So, you're kind of right about that. It has to be somebody who should understand the mind of the person who wrote it too,
Mm-hmm.
Which
I would agree.
Which obviously Rings of Power didn't do. I don't know why.
Because
Those people.
Amazon wanted to do their own nonsensical thing, in my opinion.
Well, I think they're trying to get away from. I think that they've been trying to do this for a long time, but people, like celebrities and the elites and Democrats, and I mean, even to say some Republicans, not all of them, but there's a lot of. It seems like a lot of people just want to get God out of this country completely, just kind of just take him out of everything that we have, and then so they can do their own thing or something.
Well, I mean,
know
the mainstream media has hated him for decades. So has hated
true.
religion for decades, and not just but it's basically Christianity and Catholicism and stuff like that. They don't have the same kind of hatred for for Islam.
Muslims.
Yeah, which is not a huge fan of the Jewish faith either. Which is super weird because all three of them are people of the book. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. We like Christians love Jews because that's how it was back in the day. Oh, Jesus was Jewish, but of course Jews have issues too. I mean, not all Jews are really Jews, I guess you could say, because
that's very true.
Because some Jews don't practice the Jewish faith. So I don't know if it's hard to really think of like a Jew. It's like, is a Jew a person or is it the faith that they believe? It's strange.
Well, it's a difference between being Jewish and being practicing Judaism.
Right.
In my opinion, there is a difference, and there's a stark difference.
Right. And I know we're talking a little bit more faith tonight than we usually do, because one reason, just to let everybody know, one reason is because this would be the time of month that we would have our faith review, but since we got away from that, I kind of want to bring it back, but do it with movies instead of having to, always read a scripture and talk about that. So that's why we're doing Narnia tonight, just to let everybody know. So yeah, that's that. Well, it's dinner time for me. Have a great night, you guys. Great duo. Well, thank you, JT. Thank you. So yeah. So Ryan, what'd you think of all of what we're doing here?
I think it's good. I think it works well for what you guys are trying to do. Obviously, usually I'm not on the panel this much, but
Right, that's true.
I always find it interesting, watching you guys, do your reviews and stuff like that. Obviously you've had some people who have been, kind of doing like some, a lot of out of town stuff and everything. So, you said starting Tuesday, things should get a little bit more back to normal. I've always enjoyed watching you guys, and when I haven't had a chance to do so, usually it's because I'm doing my own thing. So, but I always try to at least stop by everybody's channel for 10, 15, 20 minutes and just say hey. So I think you guys do a great job, and I think you guys should keep doing what you're doing. I mean, obviously you're closer to 1,000 subscribers than not, if that makes sense, so I say keep going, keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what we're doing. By the way, I don't know if any of those people that I met yesterday at the Comic-Con that are watching now, because I think I got 3 people to subscribe. Nice. Anyway, shout out to all those people out there, especially Anthony Provolone. I met a great guy who makes all these cool costumes. He also has a YouTube channel. He's only got like 30 subscribers. I'll have to show it to you. Show you what he does. It's funny stuff though. It's pretty funny.
We all start somewhere.
That's it. We all start somewhere. But yeah, so that's fun. All right, so we already did cinematography. Back now, we're going to do the score, the music of this beautiful movie. Surprisingly, in my opinion, I think they did a wonderful job in this movie with the music.
I do too.
Especially. I guess you could say it's more kid friendly, but it still had that like epic feel and epic sound to the music, and it's
definitely a solid family movie.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think if they do remake Chronicles of Narnia, it should be a little bit darker. Not so kid friendly. Well, it should be kid friendly, of course, but like have a little grit to it, some grime, I don't know, just my opinion, because especially with the scene where Aslan, he sacrifices himself. This goes into allegory, but I know let's finish the music first before I get into allegory. So I give it a point.
Yep, I would agree.
Well done. All right, allegory. That was quick.
Yeah, it's really not that hard to say that the score was really good. So
yeah, exactly. Had that epic feel. It was great. So yeah, what I was gonna say was the scene where Aslan sacrifices himself. Kind of like what Jesus did on the stone table, which represents a altar. And I think that should have been a little bit more gruesome. And I know it's supposed to be like a kid's movie. They didn't want to get too gruesome with it. But I think they should have done a little bit more, a little bit of extra blood. Kind of show that, hey, we're really beating this lion up. We're really going to kill him good.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the same time, yeah, because I know they're like fighting a war and stuff. And there's really not a whole lot of But I don't think Disney was ever really going to go that direction. I don't even think really.
I don't think Netflix will go that deep into it either, though.
No, well, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what they might do with that. That's a different story. But I think for what it was, I think you definitely got the sense of that it's a very a very hopeless, disparaging situation that he's walking into, because he's willingly walking into his death. And of course
Yeah,
he's surrounded by all these, like, goblin-esque looking
yeah,
evil characters, and they're all like basically kind of like, chomping at the bit to
to
kind of
destroy them. Yeah,
to take him apart. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So that's cool. And what I like the best is when Aslan kind of does the resurrection thing. The altar breaks in two,
Mhm.
representing, like in the Bible when Jesus died and resurrected, the veil broke in two. It ripped in half. So it kind of represents that. There's so much in this movie that is very, it's got a lot of allegory in it. And for obvious reasons, because I do think it is I guess I would call it a Christian movie. But is it? I don't know. Some people probably wouldn't, though, right? Because some people might not even know.
I
the-
would say it has a Christian undertone to it, and there's a lot of movies that do, but I wouldn't
Heavy
necessarily.
undertone.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it necessarily has. I don't, there's probably kids that wouldn't see it that way, if that makes sense. There's probably
Right.
adults too that wouldn't see it that way. So I think the message is there for people who see it. At the same time, though, I don't feel like it's not like they're beating you over the head with it, because there are people who are
Right.
not necessarily going to go want to see a spiritual, right in your face movie. There's movies for everybody. And
Yeah.
so I think
That's
I think
true.
they covered it a wide variety in a way that it's satisfying for everyone, in my opinion. But yeah, there's enough of enough allegory in it that there are definitely some very, very upfront meanings if you see them. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Um, so I'll definitely give allegory a point. That's for sure.
I think I would very much say it's a point. It tells a hopeful message of, very well. Obviously, there's literally an army of darkness, like,
Yeah.
so yeah, so it and literally the witch, she literally is a representation of evil in every sense. She's manipulative to Edmund, who's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
she gives him everything he asked for in the beginning to get him to trust it, only to literally take it away.
Yeah.
And then of course, like, he tries to do stuff to to please her, and then of course, like, when he fails, she smacks him, and then she puts her hand on his shoulder, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a toxic relationship there, man.
Yeah, it's she represents evil real well. So I think it's really good. I found it a lot of fun to revisit this movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was really good. I did enjoy the Edmund aspect where he's already got a little bitterness in him anyways, so he does follow more on the evil side.
Mhm.
Not that he wants to, but it just seems like that's what he defaults to, because he thinks that's the only way he can be. Because I guess he's like a middle child or something.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's how a lot of middle children think. They have to be kind of like mean or aggressive, just because they don't get the attention they think they deserve.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because the people do, with my kids, I know I have three, and it is hard to get everybody's attention all the time, but at the same time, they should know that they are loved. So, but anyways, about Edmund, I liked it when he's like standing out up on the rock with Aslan, and Aslan's just talking to him. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, and then Aslan talks to the other kids, and he's like, you know, give him some time. He'll be better now.
Yeah. Basically, what has happened in the past is no longer relevant. Basically
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
I've spoken to him, and
yeah. I've
basically,
forgiven him, and
yeah.
yeah, and let the past be in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what and that's actually like a life lesson.
Yeah, forgive
we,
people.
we should forgive people,
Yeah.
no matter what. I know
Well,
it's hard for some people to forgive like certain situations. I get that, but even though we should forgive because
mhm.
it frees us from them, and then it actually gives you a freedom to go forward in life. If you don't forgive, you're stuck in the past.
Yeah. It ultimately it's freeing yourself.
Yeah.
If you choose to forgive somebody and still let them be a part of your life, saying they just made a mistake or whatever, but I'm not talking, even maybe somebody who's absolutely been horrendous to you, you've decided that you don't want them in your life anymore. At some point, you still have to forgive them, because you're not
Mhm.
just forgiving them for them, you're forgiving them for yourself.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you carry that negativity with you, and it's always going to be there, and it ultimately poisons you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they say? Jealousy, or yeah, it's like jealousy or something like that, or no, it's gosh darn, I'm trying to think. It's like hatred. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's hatred. Hatred is the only thing that actually poisons the person who holds it.
Right.
So I think that's what the
Yeah,
saying is.
because that's good too, because in reality you can't really control anybody.
No.
Um, the only person you can control is yourself.
Yep.
And once you get yourself kind of under control and realizing that you can't control people, which that's where manipulation comes from, which is that's kind of a bad spot to be in too.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulation is I'm just going to say this. Manipulation is witchcraft, and manipulation hurts the people that you're manipulating. And it hurts you too, because, you know, you try to make things, and I know a lot of people do it to try to make it better, or, because they don't want them to be hurt or whatever. But it's not good to be in a spot like that.
No.
It's good to kind of be free from that, and learn to control who you are and how you act or react to things, and then move on from there. Yeah. So toxic stuff is not good. Everybody,
Yeah.
just remember
Yeah.
that.
Don't poison yourself. Don't poison other people. It's it's simple in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
And then obviously forgive each other, forgive yourself, um, love one another. No, it's all written in the Bible. And I did like the part where the witch comes in, and he's like, she goes, Edmund's mine because he betrayed you. Of his sin, he belongs to me. And
mm-hmm.
Aslan talks to her, and then it's so cool how he's like, I keep my promises, lady. He roars at her, and he's like, because she's asking questions. Are you sure you're gonna do this? Are you sure?
Yeah.
And obviously, she doesn't realize that when you sacrifice yourself for someone you love, it brings on a better way of life, basically. And obviously he doesn't die because of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, she says that she feels she has this grasp on basically the I would say kind of like they called it the deep the
deep magic.
Yeah, the deep magic that
Yeah.
and he's like, I understand it to where she does not, and so that's why he knows that that it's not the end to where she thinks she has won, because that's all she's out for is herself, and this you know. So yeah, I think it's a good story there.
Yeah. And I like how he goes, yeah, I know the deep magic. I was
Yeah.
there before it was written.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I was there when it
know
was
I
written.
wrote it, basically, So
Yeah.
that's so cool. I don't know. This movie was just, it was good. It was a good movie to watch. It definitely broke up a lot of the, it was kind of like a little bit of a break from,
Little burnt out on Lord of the Rings.
yeah, because we did the whole month Lord of the Rings, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, let's do something that's kind of similar, same things, but kind of different, So, so this is why we chose Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time. It was it was a longer movie, obviously. So if you don't have like 2.5 hours to spend, but I think it goes quick. It's not a movie that drags on. And it's just kind of fun too that obviously the professor that they're kind of staying with, they're like, they come back because they literally grow older there. The kids do, and then they kind of stumble their way back to our world. And it's just kind of funny. He finds them and he's like, oh, what are you guys doing in the wardrobe? And they're like, sir, you'll never believe us. And he's like, try me. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Like he knows the magic. I like that.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me think, okay, yeah, he's been there before, like he's in the past, must be, further down the line, but he's been there. He knows. Yeah, which is kind of cool,
No, I think that's pretty cool. So, good movie, solid movie.
Yeah, good movie. Out of 10, we gave it all a point each, so 10 out of 10. So definitely a solid movie. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, out of 10, it's it's a very, very good movie. I would say go watch it if you want something fun to watch and you want to break from normal television, normal 2022 television.
That's it. Come watch us if you want to break out of normal 2022 social media stuff.
That's why people watch YouTube nowadays, because they don't trust movie critics anymore. Like they're just like, no, they're gonna whoever gives them the best stuff, like, oh, come see our movie, and it's like, and then you read this review and you're like, okay, dude.
Yeah, right.
I got to go to this special screening and it's like, it was so great, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna believe you.
Funny how people are like that. Well, was it Tuesday? Just to let everybody know, Tuesday is the review Best Geek Talk show here on the interwebs, and we will be doing an overview on Lord of the Rings, and we will be discussing a little bit of Andor, Star Wars stuff. See what we think about it so far. Definitely. I mean, I would say something now, but I don't want to go on a tangent and go over.
No, don't. I would save it all for then. So everybody can kind of get their, kind of focus on that. But yeah, we got new Star Wars, and it's 12 episodes long.
Is it 12? No,
yeah, I think it's 12.
Oh wow!
So
wow. They really wanted to do something then. Huh?
Mm-hmm. It's not
cool.
It's not the standard 8. I'm pretty sure it's 12.
Yeah.
It's not as long as like say like the Clone Wars or the Bad Batches, which is like 16 episodes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 10 or 12. It's definitely longer by significantly. So yeah, I think it's a lot of story there. We'll see. So that's all. I'll let you guys do your things then.
That's right. All right, everybody. Don't forget, like I said before, vanquish that like button, smash the like button, whatever you want to do to that like button, do it. We also have a Patreon, so go check out our Patreon page. Come and support us for $1 a month. It's just $1 a month, everybody. You can do it. And that's it, basically. I don't know why I said and then.
And then?
Yeah, go get some merchandise. Come support us. Share this stuff. Tell your friends about us. And we will see you guys on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
don't miss it. Don't miss it.
You don't want to miss it. It'll be a lot of fun. We got a couple of new people we're going to have on the channel just to introduce them into the boother world, I guess, the inside the booth world. I don't know.
That's fair.
Into our community, basically.
There you go.
That's what. So thanks for being here, guys. Thanks, Ryan, for being here.
No problem, man. Glad to help.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And we'll see you guys Tuesday. Like I said already, I'll say it again. Goodbye.
See ya.
Are you not entertained?